Much, ladies and gentlemen, for going to your seats. I appreciate it. Oh, it's fine. We're honoring you guys, so we can't do it without the stars. Good evening. I am Melissa Stanley James, and welcome to the 2021 Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Women's Awards Banquet. Nearly 2 years in the making, we are so excited to finally be able to celebrate tonight with our honorees and their families and friends. Before we start this celebration, I want to take a few moments and welcome our special guests in attendance. We are honored to have 5 former Miss Basketballs joining us this evening. If you could please stand and be recognized. I am privileged to welcome all the Hall of Fame inductees joining us in person and also on our live stream. Congratulations. There are many people who have worked tirelessly to make this event a reality tonight. I would like to highlight Chris May, the Executive Director at the Hall of Fame, Kayla Kessler, the Assistant Director, and Cheryl Benton, the Operations Coordinator. We are eternally grateful for your hard work and dedication to ensure our honorees receive the recognition and celebration they deserve. I would also like to individually thank Donna Sullivan, 2002 Hall of Fame inductee and Hall of Fame Board Executive Vice President. Her commitment and support of women's basketball in Indiana inspires all of us. Would Chris, Kayla, Cheryl, and Donna please stand up? I would also like to thank the Women's Basketball Committee, Banquet Committee, who volunteered their time to help us celebrate our honorees tonight. Thank you. Now, how many of you enjoyed the national anthem? I'd like to thank Grace DeLuna for her beautiful rendition. It was wonderful. I'd also like to thank Gavin Anderson, Hunter Petkovich, Rhea Patel, and Lillian Spite from the Center Grove Band for their wonderful pre-dinner music. Thank you. Finally, I would like to thank the staff at Primo's for their service, for the service they are providing this evening. Tonight is a night to celebrate. Let's capture some magical moments and create happy memories as we celebrate these wonderful people sitting around me and in front of me. It is my pleasure to introduce Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Board Immediate Past President, Jerry Pearson, to begin the awards portion of the evening. Jerry.
Thank you, Melissa. Well, it's my pleasure to give the very first award tonight, our annual President's Award. And it's another honor to give it to someone who is truly committed and dedicated to the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. This person is a Hall of Fame inductee and has been a member of our Women's Committee for 4 years and has served as a terrific volunteer, not only for the Women's Committee, but for the Hall of Fame for several years. Our honoree was an Indiana All-Star, and she graduated from South Bend St. Joseph High School, as well as the U.S. Air Force Academy. At the Academy, she played for 4 years and finished as the 3rd leading scorer among many other career records. A U.S. Air Force officer from 1990 to 1996. Please help me congratulate this year's President Award winner, Melissa Stanley James. Come on back up here, Melissa. I almost had her stay up here, but I didn't want to give it away quite so early.
Jerry, that's major. You got me good.
How about
Thank
that?
you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Here you go. Here's a box for this too.
Thank you.
Next, we're going to introduce a man who is an official, and I met him many, many years ago when he officiated games in northern Indiana. He's a distinguished official, and he is going to recognize people that you learn to love and hate all in one evening. And those of the officials do a great job, and we owe a debt of gratitude to them. And by the way, if you know anybody that would like to be an official, the IHSA needs them badly. So it's a job that sometimes is tough, many times is great. Terry Magnuson.
Each year, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame recognizes those who have made an outstanding contribution to Indiana high school basketball. As an official with the Center Circle Officials Award, up to 2 living candidates and 1 deceased candidate may be recognized each year for their work in girls basketball. Recipients must be nominated and have displayed a long, dedicated, decorated career to working Indiana high school games, as both of tonight's recipients have. Assisting with the presentation of plaques tonight is Mike Smith, 2011 Center Circle Officials recipient. Steve Corrier is a graduate of Jennings County High School, where he played basketball, football, and baseball. He attended Franklin College and was a 3-year letterman in baseball. His officiating career has inclined over 30 girls sectionals, 25 regionals, 7 semi-states, and state finals in 2012 and 2018. In 2020, he received the IHSA Outstanding Official Award for Girls Basketball. Steve is a past president of the Mid-Hoosiers Officials Association, serving in numerous leadership positions. Beyond his high school officiating career, he has had a 20-year college career, officiating career including national tournament and national championship games in the NCAA Division III, NAIA, and the National Christian College Athletic Association. He is a supervisor with the Indiana State Department of Health and resides in Scipio, Indiana. 2021 Center Circle Officials Award recipient, Steve Corrier. Our second recipient is David Kavanaugh, a graduate of Bar Reeve High School. He played for the Vikings in baseball and basketball. He went on to earn his degree at Indiana State University. In his outstanding officiating career, he has worked over 20 girls sectionals, 20 regionals, 10 girls semi-states, and the girls state finals in 1993, 1996, and 1999. He has also been licensed in volleyball, boys basketball, and baseball, estimating that he's worked over 150 contests per year. Active with the Southwestern Officials Association and Southern Officials Association, he has been an officer, basketball chair, clinician, test administrator, and has mentored officials for over 20 years. For 36 years, he was a math and physics teacher at Lagodi High School before retiring in 2005. He resides with his wife, Cleta, in Montgomery, Indiana, and spends time farming a 2-acre plot of produce that he uses to support a local food pantry. 2021 Center Official Awards recipient, David Kavanaugh.
Thank you very much. We have an opportunity every year to talk about state champions. And this year we talk about 2 state champions. And we're going to first introduce you to the Huntington North State Championship team. Each year, the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame honors the team that won the state championship 25 years ago. At this time, we recognize the 1995 Huntington North Lady Vikings. Huntington North outlasted Olympic Conference rival Carmel 43-39 to capture the 20th annual Indiana High School Athletic Association Girls Basketball State Finals at Market Square Arena in Indianapolis. That was on February 25th, 1995. Coached by Fred Fields, Huntington North became the 6th school to win 2 IHSA titles in girls basketball. The Vikings also won the title in 1989. Huntington North finished 28-1 with a 19-game winning streak as junior Lisa Winter led a balanced attack with 12 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists, and was named the state finals MVP. Huntington North advanced to the championship by eliminating defending state champ Lake Central 60-53 in the first semifinal behind Winter's 20 points and 5 steals. The Vikings were hot from behind the arc, setting the state championship game record and 2-game state championship final records with 3-pointers made, with 7 3-pointers against Carmel and 12 in the 2 games. Turnovers also made a difference as Huntington North capitalized on 15 Carmel turnovers compared to only 8 turnovers committed by the Vikings. We weren't the prettiest team around, so stated the Hall of Fame coach Fred Fields, and we might take homage of that. But we were a blue-collar team that got the job done. I remember the team well. The members of the 1995 Huntington North Vikings team included Lisa Winter, April Cunningham, Kelly Morrison, Abby Wilson, Stacy Bentley, Julie Harrell, Christina Butts, Julie Young, Jamie Summers, Chandra Griffin, Brooke Working, and Allison Perkins. Our congratulations to a great team in 1995, the Huntington North Vikings. You're welcome. I might want to add to that, too, that Fred probably was one of the best dressed coaches of that time as well. So that's just an observation on my part. We have an opportunity to really honor some great people. Normally, we honor 25th anniversary teams, but because of COVID, we ended up this year to have 2 of these illustrious ladies in these 20 and 21 years. So we have 2 to recognize, and my friend Dr. Amy Matheny will take care of that.
Thank you, Rita. Okay, tonight's 2020 Women's Anniversary team. First player is Tanil Adams. She was from East Chicago Central High School. She was a 1995 Indiana All-Star, earned multiple All-State honors. Her college career was at the University of Arkansas and included an appearance in the 1998 NCAA Final Four. She has been a college basketball coach around the country and currently is the assistant at the University of Memphis, and she was unable to attend tonight. Next is Stacy Brewer from Anderson Highland High School. She warned me about that. If I didn't get that right, I was in trouble. Stacy was an all-state player after career totals of over 1,000 points and over 500 rebounds for the Scots. Her high school team won 3 sectional titles, 2 Olympic Conference titles, and she earned a scholarship and played at Penn State University. Marking a career in education, she has been a basketball coach and is currently the principal of Yorktown High School. Haley Harris Broadway from Wood Memorial High School. Haley was a 1995 Indiana All-Star and earned All-State recognitions her sophomore, junior, and senior years. She set her school and the Gibson County scoring record with over 1,500 career points and a single-game school records of 47 points and 25 rebounds. Ooh, was your arm sore after that game? Yes, I thought so. She played at the University of Louisville, averaging double-figure career in scoring in her career, and she currently works as sales and marketing and resides in New Albany. Lisa Williams Burgess, Carmel High School. Lisa was a 1995 Indiana All-Star after leading her team to the state runner-up finish her senior year. The Indianapolis metro area player of the year, she set Carmel's career scoring record as well as numerous school records in assists and steals. At the University of South Carolina, she graduated 7th in steals and received all SEC academic honors for 4 years. She resides in South Carolina, is unable to attend tonight because her daughter ran in the South Carolina High School State cross-country race earlier today. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Andrea Baker Castetter from Silver Creek High School was a 1995 Indiana All-Star after setting school record of over 1,800 points. She averaged more than 20 points a game as a sophomore, junior, and senior, and Silver Creek won the sectional championship her senior year. Attending Butler University, she played in 104 games over 4 seasons. After earning an undergrad degree in chemistry and a law degree, she has worked at Eli Lilly for over 20 years and is a high-ranking attorney in patents and information technology and security for them. She resides in Zionsville and was unable to attend tonight. April Cunningham from Huntington North High School earned all-state honors as a junior and senior. She was a member of the 1995 state championship Lady Vikings and winner of 4 sectionals, 2 regionals, leading Huntington North in assists, rebounds, and steals. She played 2 seasons at Cleveland State and completed her career at Huntington College, and she resides in Bern, Indiana, and she was unable to attend tonight. Amber Gwen DeCourcy from Bar Reeve High School. I guess I put Bar Reeve in the corner. Sorry, guys. She was a 1995 Indiana All-Star and earned all-state honors in 3 seasons. She set school records of over 1,400 points at 18 points a game career scoring average. She went to Indiana State University on scholarship and played 4 seasons for the Sycamores. She is a highly successful volleyball coach at her alma mater, Bar Reeve, for 21 years, leading them to state championships in 2 of the past 4 seasons, and she resides in Lagodi. Jennifer Marlowe Drudge from Rushville Consolidated High School was a 1995 Indiana All-Star and earned multiple All-State honors. As a sophomore on Rushville's 1993 state finals team, she racked up over 1,300 career points as part of 4 sectional, 3 regional, 1 semi-state championship teams. At Butler, she graduated in the top 10 in career scoring, assists, free throws, field goals, and three-pointers, finishing with almost 1,500 points and being inducted into the Butler Athletics Hall of Fame and the Butler All-Centennial Team. She has been a teacher at Carmel High School. Lives in Carmel. Allison Edgar from East Side High School. Allison was an all-state player after setting the school record of over 1,500 points. Her scoring records include a 25-point-per-game scoring average her senior season, topping 30 points 7 times. She also set records in rebounds, free throws, and three-pointers. After playing as a freshman at Purdue, she played then for 3 seasons at Butler, averaging double figures as a junior and senior. She is a writer and editor and resides in Newport Beach, California. Lucky Allison. And she came back, right? Actually, she's back here now and sort of commuting, but I don't know, Allison. I stick with Newport, just me. Christina Diviak Eschmeyer from Lake Central. Is she not here? She was a 1995 Indiana All-Star and high school All-American. Her impressive career included a school record of over 1,800 points and helped Lake Central to the 1994 state championship as a junior. She was part of the teams that won 4 conference titles, 4 sectionals, and made 2 state finals appearances. At Northwestern University, she was an All-American and set the school record in free throw percentage and was 6th in career scoring and led the Big Ten in scoring. Basketball is in her family. Her father, Ron Diviak, was a state championship and is the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame inductee. And she is married to former Northwestern and NBA player Evan Eschmeyer. She resides in Colorado and is watching tonight, which is why I tried really hard to get your name right, Christina. Thank you for attending on our webcam. Christina Eschmeyer. Laura Talbot Forbes. Laura's from Mississinawa High School and was an all-state player after career totals of 1,700 points, over 1,000 rebounds, and over 200 blocks. which still stands as her school records. With Laura leading the way, her teams won 4 conference titles, 4 county championships, and 3 sectionals. She played 4 seasons for Ball State before a career in academia. She has her doctorate in public health and has worked in 3 major universities and currently at the University of Alabama, where she is a professor. This is a really smart group, silver anniversary. Sheila McMillan Keller from Rochester High School. Sheila was a 1995 Indiana All-Star and a high school All-American. She averaged 28 points per game her senior year, setting the Rochester record, and had almost 1,700 career points, and winning the sectional championship as a senior. Her career at the University then of Notre Dame included graduating 6th in program history with over 1,400 points and earning all Big East honors, setting the Notre Dame record for three-pointers and the Big East record for threes in one game. After tryouts with the USA World University Games team and the WNBA Minnesota Lynx, she has been a coach at practically every level. She is currently an assistant at Carmel High School and resides in Carmel. Monica Maxwell, East Chicago Central High School. Monica was a 1995 Indiana All-Star and a high school All-American and finalist for National Player of the Year. She averaged 24 points per game as a senior for East Chicago's 22-1 team. She played for the legendary Louisiana Tech women's basketball team in college, playing in the 1998 National Championship game and the 1999 Final Four. She was a member of Tech's teams to win 123 games over 4 years, and she graduated 4th in program history in three-pointers, and was the Conference Freshman of the Year, All-Conference, and Conference Tourney MVP. She played 4 seasons in the WNBA with the Washington Mystics and the Indiana Fever, and has been involved in coaching. And now she is currently the athletic director at Arsenal Technical High School. Yeah. Let's hear it from Monica. Holly Schneider Miller, Fort Wayne Northrop High School. Holly was a 2-year All-State player and a 1995 Fort Wayne Player of the Year. She set Northrop records in assists and steals, and was second in school history with over 1,400 points. She led her team to 3 conference titles, 3 sectional titles, and 3 regional titles. Attending Florida State University on a volleyball scholarship, she was a 4-year starter, winning an ACC championship and playing in 2 NCAA tournaments. Since 1999, she's been a 6th grade teacher for Northwest Allen County Schools, and she resides in Fort Wayne, and Holly was unable to attend tonight. Adrian Seats Runyon from Pike Central High School. Adrian earned multiple All-State honors over 3 seasons, graduating with almost 1,500 career points and averaging 18 points a game her senior year. During her career, Pike Central won 4 sectional and 4 regionals championships. She set program records at the University of Southern Indiana in games played, career assists, and second in steals. She resides in Hopstadt, and she was unable to attend tonight. Christy Green Sigler from Jennings County High School. Christy was a 2-time All-State player after setting school records with almost 1,600 points and 300 steals. She also set a school record with 18 rebounds in one game. And look at her. Come on now. That's as impressive as the 1,600 points. Her teams won 4 sectionals and 2 regionals, and she was the Hoosier Hills All-Conference player all 4 years. She played in 116 games at Indiana University, scoring over 1,000 points and leading the nation in free throw percentage as a junior. She was twice All-Big Ten, twice Big Ten Player of the Week, and an academic All-Big Ten for 3 years. She has coached basketball at her alma mater at Jennings County since 2008, and she's in her 6th season there as the head coach. Cindy Kerr Kearns Slagle from North Knox High School was a 1995 Indiana All-Star, earning multiple All-State honors. She averaged a double-double as a junior and a senior. She was the Vincennes Area Player of the Year and Sectional MVP. A four-year player at Indiana University, she scored 41 points in one game against Michigan. After playing professionally in Europe, she has been a business executive and is currently working and residing in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And Cindy was unable to attend tonight. Stephanie White, a name we all know, from Seeger High School, was the 1995 National Player of the Year and a high school All-American in the Indiana Miss Basketball in 1995. She set the IHSAA girls basketball scoring record of 2,869 points, averaging 31 points as a junior and almost 37 points a game her senior year. At Purdue University, she led the Boilermakers to the 1999 National Championship, and she was the 1999 National College Player of the Year, All-American, and a Big Ten Player of the Year. She played 4 seasons with the WNBA with Chicago and the Indiana Fever. She's coached in college, the WNBA, including as the assistant on the Fever's 2012 WNBA championship team, and later as the head coach of the Fever. She currently resides in Nashville, Indiana, and could not be with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, your very impressive 2020 Silver Anniversary team.
I have the honor of talking about another one of the state championship teams up next. Each year, the Indiana High School Basketball Hall of Fame honors the team that won the state championship 25 years ago. And at this time, we recognize the 1996 Center Grove Trojans. Center Grove became the 15th school in a 21-year history of the IHSA Girls Basketball State Tournament. They won this championship when they defeated Valparaiso 55-44 at Market Square Arena on February 24th, 1996. Coached by Joe Lentz, the Trojans finished 25-2 on a 16-game winning streak. With no seniors in the starting lineup, Center Grove led in the championship game at every stop. Freshman guard Emily Butler topped the Trojans with 15 points. Juniors Jenny Martin and Liz Stansberry added 13 and 12 points respectively. Center Grove advanced to the finals with a 72-47 triumph over two-time state championship Kokomo in the semifinals as the Venus Harmeyer scored 20 points. Emily Butler was named the tournament MVP by the Associated Press to become the first freshman to be honored since the award was initiated in 1978. Other members of the all-tournament team were Jenny Martin, Venus Harmeyer, and Lisa Stansberry. Members of the 1996 Center Grove Trojans include Emily Butler, Venus Harmeyer, Jenny Martin, Liz Stansberry, Lisa Eckert, Adriana Allen, Christina Mills, Lindsay Poe, Natalie Johnson, Pam Eckert, April Barnhorst, Marto Atkerson, and assistant coaches Gary Robinson and Vic Smith. Head coach Joe Lentz, and athletic administrator was Carol Toomey, a friend of the hall for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, the 25-2 1996 state championship Center Grove Trojans. The Silver Anniversary team, of course, has been introduced. We talked about the different teams that won state tournaments, and now we talk about a very coveted honor, the Indiana Fever Silver Medal Award. Oh, you got the second group? Would you like to come over and take over, Amy? You were so good on the first group, I thought maybe you were finished because you did the second group too. But we'll bring back Amy Matheny, and the second group is going to be honored now. Kind of an unusual thing for all of us. Easy for us to get rid of, huh? The old habits die hard. Amy?
Sorry, guys. Rita was trying to leave you guys out. I did need a little break for my voice, though. All right. This is the 2021 Women's Silver Anniversary team, starting with Angie Hupfer-Bosnack from Pendleton Heights High School. Angie earned all-state honors after school records of almost 1,500 points and 800 career rebounds, as well as a single-game record of 45 points and 25 rebounds. Establishing success for the Pendleton girls program, she was a 4-year team MVP on teams that had the 3 best records in program history and that won the first 3 sectionals in program history. She was an All-American at St. Joe's College and was the National Player of the Year and led the NCAA in scoring as a junior and senior. She resides in Greencastle, where she is working full-time taking care of her 3 kids. Carrie Wickham Bronnenberg from Avon High School. Carrie was an all-state after setting program records in scoring. She totaled over 1,100 points and almost 800 rebounds and had a single-game high of 34 points. She started 80 of 84 career games and was part of a sectional championship team. She set records as well at Valparaiso University in games played and in rebounding. She's been a longtime employee of the UPS and resides in Muncie. Lisa Winter Finn from Huntington North High School. Lisa was the 1996 Indiana Miss Basketball after leading her team to the 1995 state championship. She earned all-state honors in multiple seasons and was the 1995 state finals MVP. She graduated with over 1,200 points and almost 300 assists in her career, winning 4 sectionals and 3 regionals. Completing her career at Valparaiso University, she was a team leader in assists and steals and named the MVP. She's a teacher and a coach and is in her 3rd season as the head coach of Cathedral High School. Thank you, Lisa. Mackenzie Curlis Graft from Martinsville High School was a 1996 Indiana All-Star after a record-setting career with the Artesians. Among her record were almost 1,500 career points. Then at Purdue University, she was a key member of their 1999 national championship team and their 3 Big Ten championship teams. At Emmanuel Lutheran, preschool teacher and director since 2009, she resides in Powell, Wyoming, and was unable to attend tonight. Rainey Alting Jones from Delphi High School. Rainey was an all-state player after leading the state in scoring over 30 points a game as a senior. She totaled almost 2,000 career points and over 400 assists and steals, and had 5 career triple-doubles. She led the Oracles to 2 sectional championships her junior and senior seasons. She was an All-American in 2 seasons at Vincennes University and completed her career with 2 seasons at Indiana University. She spent the past 6 seasons as head coach at her alma mater, Delphi, leading them to a 2017 Regionals final appearance. She is self-employed in the contracting business and resides in Battleground. Lindsay Winkler Justice from Lapel High School. Lindsay was an all-state player, setting numerous school records. Among her records were almost 1,700 career points and over 800 rebounds. At Lapel, her teams won 4 conference championships. She also played at Miami of Ohio, starting 54 consecutive games as a junior and senior, and was the senior co-captain. She has worked in corporate recruiting and has done Miami broadcast on ESPN3. She resides in Springboro, Ohio. Sarah Hurley Kegaris from Roncalli High School. And for those of you who know, I found out she is also the granddaughter of Bob Strait. a beloved former member of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Sarah was a 1996 Indiana All-Star and the first team All-State, and she totaled 1,800 career points and set numerous other Roncalli girls records, including career steals, free throws made, career three-pointers, and had 44 points in one game. Her high school teams won 3 Indianapolis city tournaments, 2 sectionals, and 2 regionals. Her college career included Butler University and Western Michigan, where she combined to score over 1,000 points and was the 1997 MCC Conference Newcomer of the Year. Employed as a fitness coach, she resides in Indianapolis. Rachel Honegger Killinger from Lafayette Jeff High School. Rachel was a 1996 Indiana All-Star and first-team All-State player. She set Lafayette Jeff records of rebounds and steals and graduated second in the program with over 1,400 points and over 400 assists. She started all 4 years, and she was part of teams to win 2 North Central Conference championships, 2 sectional titles, 2 regionals, and the 1993 Hall of Fame Classic. She went on to Indiana University, where she played in 113 games over 4 years. The thing you really want to know about Rachel is that she is married to the current women's basketball coach at Indiana State, Chad Killinger. Is Chad here? So this is Chad's first year. Good luck, Chad, and thank you for coming tonight. Rachel is a math teacher at Riverton Park in Montezuma, Indiana, and her husband are starting their own team with 6 kids. How do you work and have 6 kids? And drive 35 miles to work every day, she said. Jill Morton McFarling from North Decatur High School. Jill was a high school All-American to go along with the 1996 Indiana All-Star and Gatorade Indiana Player of the Year honors. She rewrote the North Decatur record book with over 1,600 points and 300 rebounds, assists, and steals. In winning a sectional championship, her team became the first girls basketball program in Decatur County to ever win a sectional. She was the first All-American in University of Louisville women's history, leading the nation in three-point shooting percentage and setting the school record. She was selected to the 2000 WNBA draft and is employed in business and resides in Arizona and was unable to attend tonight. Melanice Barley McKnight from Gary West High School. What's up, Gary West in the back? You guys came a long way. Melanice was a 1996 Indiana All-Star, first-team All-Area and first-team All-Conference, and averaged over 15 points a game as a senior and was a 3-year letter winner under Hall of Fame coach Rod Fisher. She attended Southern Illinois University, totaling over 800 career points, 600 rebounds, and 111 games over 4 years. After earning her law degree, she owns the Bardley McKnight Law Firm in Georgia, which is just outside of Atlanta if you need a lawyer. And she was just sworn in as municipal court judge. Let's hear it for Melanice. I told you these girls were smart. Jeanette Jaquis Meyer from Lafayette Jeff High School. Jeanette was a 1996 Indiana All-Star after graduating 4th in career scoring and 6th in career rebounding in school history and setting a school record of over 63% field goal percentage for the season. She was a member of 2 North Central Conference championship teams that also won 2 sectionals and 2 regionals and was an all-state volleyball player. She was a 2-time team captain at the University of Dayton, and she spent time coaching as well, including the University of Evansville, Lafayette Jeff High School, and West Lafayette High School. With a master's and doctorate degrees in mechanical engineering, she is the owner of Jayco Meyer Engineering and resides in Portage, Michigan. Sarah Stricklet Mosher from Valparaiso, Indiana, was a 1996 Indiana All-Star and the 1996 IHSAA Girls Basketball Mental Attitude Award winner. She was the leading scorer of the 1996 state runner-up team and hit the game-winning shot in the semi-state to get them to the state finals. Her senior year, the Vikings won 23 games, including 21 in a row. At Valparaiso University, she scored almost 1,500 points and had a school record of almost 800 rebounds and helped them to their first MCC championship. Earning a degree in athletic training, she is a physician's assistant in orthopedic trauma, and she resides in Phoenix, Arizona, and was unable to attend tonight. Mandy Luking Nowling from Austin High School. Mandy earned all-state honors after scoring over 1,000 points despite missing most of her senior year with an ACL injury. She was a two-time, it's Nolan. I knew it. She said, don't say Nowlin, but when you said it, then I... Mandy Lukin Nolan. See, I'm going to get it wrong again. It's important to get your name right. She was a two-time team MVP and conference MVP. She rebounded from injury with a stellar career at St. Louis University, scoring almost 1,400 points. A two-time all-conference selection, she earned a tryout with the WNBA Detroit Shock. Earning a master's degree in education, she has been a teacher and coach in Indiana and now resides in Tennessee. And you had a brother that was a silver anniversary? 4 years ago, her brother was on the silver anniversary team. And you also teach fifth grade math and the assistant basketball coach at Battleground, Tennessee. Nicole McDaniel Powell from Princeton High School. Nicole was the 1996 Indiana All-Star and the 1996 Princeton Female Athlete of the Year. She was a three-time MVP, and she recorded over 1,000 points and 565 rebounds and was the member of Princeton's 1996 state finals team. She attended Olney Central College, where she set season and game steals records as part of their 33-3 regional championship team. She finished her playing career at the University of Southern Indiana. She has been employed in the National Youth Advocacy Program in Pekin, Indiana, which works with foster children. Lauren Rice, Peru High School. Lauren was a 1996 Indiana All-Star, first-team All-State, and honorable mention All-American. Among her numerous school records were over 1,800 career points and 1,000 rebounds, and she averaged a double-double all 4 years of her high school career. She attended Duke University and played in 126 games, including the 1999 national runner-up team, which, as you remember now, that's the Purdue team that won. She played in 4 Final Four NCAA tournaments and started 32 of 34 games as a senior for Duke's Sweet 16 team. She spent time with the basketball programs at the University of Alabama and at Duke, and is currently the Regional Director of Development for the Duke University School of Law, resides in Durham, North Carolina, and Lauren could not be here with us tonight. Jamie Stewart Russell from Rushville Consolidated High School. Jamie earned multiple All-State honors after setting school records in free throws and three-pointers. She was the third in Rushville history to score over 1,200 points and second in career assists and third in steals. She was the only freshman of the Lady Lions' 1993 state finals team and won 4 sectionals, 3 regionals, and 1 semi-state. She set school records at Miami of Ohio in career, season, and game three-pointers and scored over 1,000 points and was second in career free throw percentage and was a 2-time team captain. She has worked the past 17 years with Pacers Sports and Entertainment and currently is the Associate Game Operations Manager for the Pacer and Fever Games and is in charge of their mascot program. And she resides in Noblesville, Tell Freddie we said hi. Jamie Wapas from East Noble High School. Jamie earned all-state honors after setting school records with over 1,200 points, 200 career assists, and almost 200 career three-pointers, and a single-game performance, 45 points, 11 steals, and 8 three-pointers. She played at Bowling Green State University, graduating fourth in program history and career assist, and she was among Mid-American Conference and national leaders in assist her senior year. She has a master's degree in education, has been a teacher and coach in Indiana and Ohio, and she is currently the assistant principal and athletic director at Riverview Middle School in Huntington. And last but not least, Rachel Garner Young from Alexandria High School. Rachel was an Indiana All-Star. She also set school records of over 1,500 points, scoring 20 points a game, and records in free throws, three-pointers, and field goal percentage. The Tigers won a sectional championship and reached the regional finals her senior year, and she was the 3-time Madison County Player of the Year. Then, starting her career at the University of Louisville, she finished at Bellarmine University, setting school records of 38 points in one game, an 85% career free throw percentage, and an 87.1 season free throw percentage. Do you teach free throw shooting? We might have some teams that, yeah, I'm just saying. After spending 19 years as a high school math teacher, she is currently the executive director of the Alexander Community Center and resides in Alexandria. So I'd like the 2020 and the 2021 anniversary teams to stand up. And I just want to say, you know, they say girls who play basketball and they go on in college can have successful careers, and it teaches us to be leaders in our community. Well, this group proves it. They are educators and coaches and physician's assistants and lawyers and judges and moms of 6 kids. So let's give them a big round of applause.
Congratulations, ladies. Well worth waiting for. Glad to have you all here. It's my honor to talk about something very special that's very near and dear to my heart because I had this opportunity myself. The Indiana Fever Silver Medal Award. Now, what this boils down to is somebody that normally didn't play or was not a coach, but made a big impact on girls' athletics and girls' basketball. And we have a very special one here tonight, Harold L. Matheny. He is the Indiana Fever Silver Medal Award recipient. Heavily involved in Indiana high school girls basketball through his organization and development in summer leagues and teams, he created the Summer Baxter YMCA League for high schools that drew the top girls basketball teams from throughout central Indiana. As part of the coaching teams in the Baxter League, AAU, White River Games, Peace Games, Lutheran League, Catholic League, Municipal Gardens, Garfield Park, Fletcher Place, and also something very special, of course, that we know about now, the place called Riverside Leagues that provided opportunities to coach more than 36 players to earn college scholarships. So if you put all of that together, it's a long list of things that he did to help girls achieve great things. 11 of those people became Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame inductees, 11. Employed in education, he retired from Perry Township Schools, where he was a guidance counselor for nearly 30 years. I'm speaking for the Fever tonight because they couldn't send a representative. But I will say one thing. One of the biggest and best things he ever did in his life was produce Dr. Amy Matheny, his daughter. And Kristen Rachel. We got to get all of them in, don't we? So since I just gave the information on this, and the award is going to be given to Harold, do you want to present this to him? Come on.
Okay, Dad. I'm presenting you with the 2021 Silver Medal Award, sponsored by the Indiana Fever, to Harold L. Matheny. They want to get a picture. I'll take it.
I do want to say before I start that I'm not as glib as my daughter. But also want to thank the Indiana Fever and the Hall of Fame for this award. I really do appreciate it very much. Also like to thank my family. You met my daughter Amy. I have a daughter Krista, second seat back, a daughter Rachel. I have 3 grandkids here tonight. My granddaughters Madison and Grace, and my grandson Gavin. Also have a friend of the family, Judy, and I have my daughter-in-law Kathy is at the table, and an old friend who just happened to pop in, Charlie Robertson, is also at the table with his wife Ann. So give him a hand. So. And last but not least, I want to introduce my wife, Diane. She fell about 2 weeks ago, fractured her spine, but she is here tonight under a little bit of duress. Come December 22nd of this year, about a month and a half, we will celebrate our 64th anniversary. I got involved in women's basketball basically because I had 3 daughters, no sons. They all 3 wanted to play basketball. They seemed to have some good potential. And since I was the guidance director of Southport, where they were going to attend school at, I got involved working with them. And since Southport at the time was kind of like a lot of schools starting out, was kind of struggling, so my good friend Chuck Mallender and myself decided we would take Southport girls and our daughters and try to develop them into a strong competitive team. That was our basic goal. And in doing that, we also eventually ended up picking up a lot of girls from a lot of schools. And then it was all said and done, I think the thing that I did that was most valuable for girls basketball was I gave a lot of girls a chance to play a lot of basketball at a very competitive level. I think it helped them to go on later on, play in the high school and in college. The girls that I worked with, I know that I had 90 or 95% of them did attend high school basketball, played high school basketball, at least 95%, I would think. I had 30 or 40 of the girls I worked with that I know, maybe more, played college basketball. There's 19 of them I worked with that was on the Indiana All-Star team and or the Silver Anniversary team, which has been recognized tonight. And 12 of those 19 would end up in the Basketball Hall of Fame. That time, it was this kind of a special time for girls back in 1976. A lot of parents were out there and friends working with the girls, trying to develop their skills. A lot of them were taking the local schools and trying to develop the teams at the local school level. A good example of that is my friend Charlie, who sat at the table. Through his work, the Center Grove girls were a state contender from mid-'70s to late '70s. There was a lot of parents out there. I was just one of the many of them. And I think that people were surprised at some of the things how good the girls were, because in the 1976 state final championship, when we had the girls' first state championship program, a lot of people were surprised at what the level the girls played at. They were very much better than most people thought. And a lot of good high school teams were played in 1976, and I don't think people expected that. As I look back over the years, I feel like I was just one of the few pioneers that started programs that helped the kids become better high school players and on to college. It was a special time in my life, and one that I'll always remember very much. Thank you.
We don't want anybody to fall up here. I did that one year. I don't want to do it again. Now, it is my distinct pleasure. It looks like I'm on the right track now because I have an opportunity to give you the Hall of Fame inductees. What an honor this is for these people to be able to be honored in the way that they're honored today, not just for their ability at the high school level, but for what they were able to do high school, whether in basketball, and many of them in their personal and professional lives. The first one I have for you is Tina Bennett. May. Tina was a 1985 Indiana All-Star. A 1985 Indiana All-Star, setting Austin High School records with 478 career assists, 376 career steals, totaling 1,596 career points. Teamed with fellow Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame inductee Jody Whittaker on teams that went 88-9 with 3 sectional titles, 3 regional championships, and reaching the 1985 state finals. Finished in Austin's top 3, at least 14 statistical categories also include rebounds, free throws, field goals, average of 6 points per game, 6.8 rebounds, 7.5 assists per game as a senior, earned all-conference and 2-time academic all-conference honors at Eastern Kentucky University, leading teams 2 seasons in assists and among conference leaders in 3-point field goal percentage. Our first inductee for this evening, 1985 All-Star, Tina Bennett.
Can I lay this here so I don't? Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am so grateful to be standing in front of you this evening. What an incredible 19 months and counting it has been. While I've had ample time to memorize my speech, I'm going to refer to my notes in order to keep my comments brief and succinct this evening. I would like to start by thanking the Hall of Fame for granting me this honor of a lifetime. I would also like to congratulate my fellow inductees. I'm humbled to share this honor with you. While this evening is about those of us being recognized and inducted into the Hall of Fame, I could not help but consider a little different path as I thought about my comments. I'm going to start with the question, is it who you are, or is it whose you are? As I reflect on that question and acceptance of this honor, I would like to focus tonight on the whose we are. To do this, I want to talk for a few minutes about a different Hall of Fame, and that is my personal Hall of Fame. My personal Hall of Fame includes some extraordinary people who have impacted the trajectory of my life in profound ways. Each and every one of them hold a very special place in my heart. My personal Hall of Fame starts with my Hall of Fame family. I'm eternally grateful for having such an amazing support system around me my entire life. My dad, Charles Buck Reese, was the anchor of the Reese Hall of Fame team. Dad worked his butt off to provide for us. He made sure we had everything we possibly needed to succeed in the classroom, on the court, and in life. No matter how difficult it was at times raising 4 very active kids, Dad gave us the greatest gifts of all, his time, his presence, and an incredible work ethic. Most importantly, Dad served as the soft floor that kept us from crashing too hard, and he was the hard ceiling that kept us from getting too high when our successes sometimes led to overconfidence. Dad personified the saying that nothing is as strong as true gentleness, and nothing is as gentle as true strength. While I wish beyond words he was here tonight, I am sure he is sitting at the pearly gates with his arm folded across his belly saying, "Very good, Tina, very good." While Dad was unquestionably our family's center, I will always be grateful for the undying support of my sister, Raina, who was also a very good student athlete in her own right. My brother, Kevin, who competed with me and literally fought with me over just about everything, which inevitably made me better. My younger sister, Melanie, another Austin Lady Eagle, who, like Raina, has always been one of my greatest cheerleaders and supporters, as well as my oldest brother, Robert, who has been an incredible brother and supporter throughout the years. Yes, I was blessed with an unbelievable family who occupies the biggest place in my personal Hall of Fame. Thank you all for being here tonight, and thank you to the rest of my extended family for being here as well. I love you all. I was also lucky to grow up in a Hall of Fame community. One may ask, what makes the town of Austin and Scott County so special?
So you see, during our era in Indiana basketball history, there was only one Southern Indiana team that could steal the thunder from Donna Cheatham's Scottsburg Warriorettes, and that was the Austin Lady Eagles. Think about this. For many years, Southern Indiana girls basketball was represented statewide by two very small and very rural communities separated by a 5-mile stretch of road. Our town and county were ahead of their time in regards to support for female athletics, and our fan base was second to none. Not many places in Indiana can boast the current and future Hall of Fame credentials that my county has produced over the years. Players and role models like my cousin, Rhonda Smith, a collegiate Hall of Famer, players like Lisa Gooden, the godmother of Austin girls basketball, players like Mandy Luking, Katie McIntosh, Melinda Sparkman, Kara Gullion, Renee Westmoreland, and countless other greats from Austin and Scottsburg. Pretty impressive, to say the least. Likewise, it was our small community of Austin High School that gave me great coaches in Rick Riegel and Ben Watts. Great coaches who matched us minute for minute in the gym and taught us how to focus and work hard on the right things in the right way. They inspired us to compete at the highest individual levels while always playing together and for one another. Austin High School also gave me amazing teachers and mentors, too many to mention, who were instrumental in my development as a student, athlete, and person. Their collective impact on me was one of the primary reasons I chose education as my career path. Scott County also gave me Hall of Fame friends. I say that both literally and figuratively. My lifelong running mates both hail from Scott County. Jody Whittaker, 1985 Indiana Miss Basketball and member of the Hall of Fame, and fellow 1985 Indiana All-Star and member of the Hall of Fame, Cheryl Bonset. Jody and I were from Austin, and Cheryl was an arch rival from that other team 5 miles down the road. Throughout middle and high school, one could safely say that the competitive spirit between the Lady Eagles and the Scottsburg Warriorettes was very, very strong on the court, but our friendship off the court was even stronger. Fittingly, we have remained the closest of friends throughout our lives. For 40-plus years, we have been sharing and participating in life's most important milestones and events, such as graduations, weddings, holidays, sporting events, family reunions, weekends, vacations, Hall of Fame events, births, and yes, even deaths. My lifelong friends are Hall of Famers in every sense of the phrase, and I'm eternally grateful for them and the amazing sport of basketball that helped foster our unbreakable bond. I would also be remiss if I did not say a special thank you to Jody's family, the Whittaker crew, AKA my bonus family. The Whittaker compound served as my home away from home growing up. Jim, Wanda, Bub, Jody, Julie, Donnie, and Tina, party of 7, your table is now ready. That was us. They treated me as one of their own, and in true Whittaker family fashion, many are here this evening to share in this important life event with me. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. I would also like to extend my sincere gratitude to another group of very special people. That group includes my very close friends from New Albany, Jeffersonville, Indianapolis, Lafayette, and Scott County, who made the trip to share this special night with me. And finally, I want to recognize one last group of Hall of Famers in my life. These folks were not part of my basketball successes as a youngster, but I can never leave this podium without recognizing their importance in my life. My husband, Tony, and my daughters, Tricia, Katie, and Lizzie, and their families. Also at our table is a spot for the most rabid basketball lover of our family, our son, Tony, who is probably sitting in heaven next to my dad, Mom, Jim Whittaker, my Aunt Juanita, and many other loved ones with his big cheesy grin saying, "Not too shabby, teen, not too shabby." I thank you all for your love and support and for everything you've done to make this experience so special. In conclusion, I would like to come full circle with my beginning question and pose a challenge to my fellow inductees, fellow Hall of Famers who came before us, and all future Hall of Famers, wherever you may be. As you sit and reflect on your careers and what led you to your journey to Newcastle, or think about your current work in hopes of one day standing here, ask yourself, is it who you are, or is it whose you are? As you reflect on those who sit in your personal Hall of Fame in your heart, I challenge us all to frequently thank God for those Hall of Famers in each of our hearts and lives, and never forget how they helped us get to where we are today. To the Hall of Fame committee, I humbly thank you for recognizing me as who I am as I enter into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame, and I thank you for allowing me to share this night in honor with those who comprise the whose I am in my personal Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Here's a box for it. Thank you very much.
Beautiful, beautiful. And your Hall of Fame gives you a standing ovation. That's good. Amy Brauman, 1991 Indiana All-Star. 1991 Indiana All-Star, Amy averaged 25.1 points and 8.8 rebounds a game, leading Brownsburg to the 1991 state finals with a 24-0 record. A member of teams that also won 3 sectionals, 2 regionals, and 1 semi-state, and the 4 sport letter winner scored 1,496 career points, held 14 school records at Brownsburg. At Illinois State University, she earned the Missouri Valley Conference All-Academic Honors, Most Improved Player and Scholar Athlete Award, completed her eligibility at Marion College, averaging 14.8 points and 8.1 rebounds for their 20 and 6 squad. From 2007 to 2015, she was head coach of the Brownsburg girls basketball team, leading the teams to 120 and a 64 record, including a 2010 Hall of Fame Classic Championship, and being named a 2014 Indiana All-Stars assistant coach. Amy Brauman.
Thank you. Well, we made it. Seems like a long time waiting, but I'm happy that everybody could be here tonight. I would first like to thank Chris and Kayla. Chris, I've had a lot of contact with Chris over the years, having coached in the Hall of Fame. They've done a great job communicating with all of us and making sure we're aware of what's going on during this difficult time. They've done a great job putting this on tonight. I'd also like to thank the Hall of Fame for the selection and the induction. It's been a lot of fun to get back with the ladies who played basketball and have some sense of normalcy. I'd also like to thank my mom. She's here. She's always been a big supporter, whether it's on the court or off the court, helping with the kids when I coached. I grew up playing basketball in my younger years in Iowa, and apparently the one thing we did in Iowa is my mom would drive me around to free throw shooting contests, and so we would go to all the Elk clubs or the Legions and have free throw shooting contests, and that's one memory I have of my mom traveling around. My dad is here also. I'd like to thank him for all the time that we spent on the driveway perfecting our shot and perfecting the post move. I scored a lot of points on that up and under move that we perfected in the driveway. My siblings, my sister Abby's here. I had the opportunity to coach Abby back in the mid-90s on her AAU team, which was a lot of fun. It was really the first time that I got into coaching. Pat McKee and I coached her 14-year-old team to the national championship. Of course, we had a lot of really good players, so that made us look like better coaches. And I also have my kids here today. They're probably ignoring me, hoping that I don't mention them, as well as my husband. I had a great high school coach. Mike Griffin is here in the back. He and I spent more than a decade together on the sidelines, both coaching. He coached me. I was his assistant coach for years, and then he became my assistant coach. It's amazing. Anybody that's ever coached knows that the kids always like the assistant coach better. And so for years, I was the favorite, and then once I became the head coach, Coach Griffin took over that role, which he really liked that. He was a great coach. He gave us the freedom to play and have fun, but also put us in a position to be successful. He instilled in his players a sense of confidence, which was more important than any play he could have designed. I am thankful for all the years I had on the sidelines with you, Coach. Finally, to my husband, Rich. Rich was a huge supporter of me during my time coaching. Rich and I both played basketball at Illinois State University. He was a much better defender than I was, so we're hoping some of that rubs off on our kids. And to put it in perspective, when I started coaching, our 21-year-old was 1, and we had 4 kids in 6 years. And so basketball was kind of my reprieve. I could leave and go and coach, and that was the enjoyment of the day. He would be able to be in the stands or the bleachers with the kids, or I would really prefer they just all stay home. Made it a little bit easier. Our kids grew up in the gym, attending practices and team meals. At one point in time, my oldest son asked me if boys played basketball. So that was a great feeling for me. I was like, okay, he might have been 3, but at the time, we made sure. He now plays basketball at Wabash, so he knows now. Our second son was born 2 days after sectionals. It was in 2003, and we played Friday night, unexpectedly won, and so I was supposed to be induced on Saturday. I had to push that off a little bit. We played Ben Davis, and so I told the girls if we won, they could name him, which we all knew how good Ben Davis was back in those days, so that was safe. And then my daughter, Quincy, she was born just a few weeks before the season started. She spent her first several months on the sidelines in a stroller. She got to play in state finals last year for Brownsburg High School. So, and then after the state finals, she decided she was going to retire and no longer play. She's a junior and she's playing volleyball. My younger daughter, Asa, is here. Asa has refused to play basketball. She likes to watch. She knows everything about it. If the boys wouldn't hedge a screen, she'd be the first to tell them that they weren't blocking out or hedging the screen, and that's why they got taken out of the game. But she's been on the sidelines. The other thing Asa liked to do is steal my phone with my players during practice. She and Chloe Digert were great about leaving me selfies that I would find later. So, overall, the past couple years, as my oldest son entered high school, I retired from coaching. It was nice to be able to sit back and just enjoy the game from the bleachers, although that's a little bit harder than playing or coaching, I would say. I grew up, as I said, in Iowa, and in middle school and elementary, we played 6-on-6 basketball, which is a little bit hard to believe. And so you were either on offense or you were on defense. And if any of you have seen me play, you know that I was on the offensive end, not the defensive end. We moved to Indiana in 8th grade, and I just loved the game. The 5-on-5 game was so much fun. Coach Griffin was a great coach, and it was a lot of fun to be a part of that. In 1991, we made it to the Final Four. We were known as the Lady Rodneys because we were undefeated, we were unranked, and so we like to have the T-shirt that said, "We got no respect." We ended up losing in the state finals. At that time, it was not class basketball, and so there were 4 teams. And Amy Walker's team, I believe, won. Where's Amy? Won it all. Bedford, North Lawrence won it all. One thing about that team, it was truly a team. We each knew our strengths and recognized our weaknesses, and we made the best of them. I had great teammates. Lori James was the point guard. She would weave her way through all of the presses, and I would be standing at the other end waiting for her to deliver me the ball. Amy McLaughlin was a 3-point shooting specialist. Amy was great. She and I traded spots. If I ended up getting 3 fouls in the first half, which Coach Griffin loved, Amy would just start drilling threes from the outside. And we had Tasha McGuire, who Tasha always kept things light and made us have fun. So she was feisty on defense, and she was kind of the life of the party. None of us cared who got the credit as long as we won. That was what was most important. Our senior year, as we said, we went 25-1, and our only loss was there in Market Square Arena. I had some great moments both as a coach and as a player. As I explained to my players, when you walked onto the court every day, all of your problems should go away. The only thing we had to worry about was playing hard, spending time with friends, and enjoying the game. The game of basketball has given me more than I could ever get back to it, and for that, I'm thankful.
Appreciate you taking out there. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well done. Here's a box for that.
Oh, okay, thanks.
You can be my assistant. Thank you, Jerry. Kristen Maddox Cox, 1982 Indiana All-Star. 1992, we should say, Indiana All-Star. I don't want to make you any older than you are. That wouldn't be fun. 1992 Indiana All-Star and a runner-up for Miss Basketball after a decorated career at Charleston High School. She totaled 1,414 career points, 631 rebounds on Charleston's team that went 76-17, including 3 sectional titles, 2 regional championships. As a senior, she averaged 22 points and 10 rebounds per game on a 23-3 team. She set school records for the season steals, 117, single game steals, 12, Season 3 field goals, that was a 5.31, that's over 50%. And her career field goals was over 50% for her career at the University of Louisville. She graduated the second all-time scorer with 1,737 points, as well as 670 rebounds. She led the nation in season free throw average at 92%. She also set school records in her career of free throws at 85%, season scoring average at 20.6 points per game, and a career three-point field goals of 271. Two-time Metro All-Sectional All-Conference selection, 1996 City of Louisville Athlete of the Year, and 2009 U of L Athletics Hall of Fame inductee. Her jersey was honored in 2014 with a banner hanging at the KFC Yum Center. Kristen Maddox Cox.
All right. Well, thank you so much. First of all, if you would have told my 10-year-old self that I would have this opportunity to be given such an amazing honor, I wouldn't have believed it. Congratulations to all of tonight's honorees. At some point in my basketball career, I either read about you, I watched you, or I got beat by you while trying to achieve my dream of winning a state championship. That was you, Amy. So, each of you have greatly impacted me along the way. A sincere and heartfelt thank you to the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. To be mentioned in the same sentence as this institution is humbling and special. I'm so grateful for all the folks who make sure the Hall of Fame remains alive and well. It's a very special place, and all of you do a great job of making this amazing institution it is today. We live in a state that loves basketball the most, and we get to be in its Hall of Fame, which is pretty cool. So my story is probably similar to many of yours. My parents, they love basketball. They had IU basketball on our TV every night. I grew up watching the greats, and I tried to go outside and imitate everything they did. We didn't have a basketball goal for a bit, but one day our neighbor decided that the goal they had, it was pretty beat up. It was rusted pole and a beaten up backboard. So my dad cleaned it up, and he made a new backboard out of wood. So he made this junky piece of trash look like the greatest thing I'd ever seen. And so my dad wasn't the most handy of people, but so it was like this amazing accomplishment that none of us thought he could do. So I was specifically drawn to my all-time favorite Hoosier, Steve Alford. I remember wanting to model my shot, my free throws like his. So one day my mom came home from work with a VHS tape of the Steve Alford All-American Workout. And I studied that video with all I had, and I wrote everything down. Me too. High five. Yeah, it's great. And did that workout in my driveway every day I could. And still to this very day, I really think that that was the difference from taking me from a good player to a great player. So like I said, I had my parents. I was blessed with two very supportive parents. They came out and played with me anytime they could. So did my two sisters, even though they didn't offer much competition. My dad had Parkinson's disease, but that didn't stop him from playing horse with me. He actually had a pretty good shot, too. And my mom would come out and rebound for me while I was shooting free throws. And she wouldn't let me go outside until I hit 10 in a row. So we had some pretty dark nights on some nights. I'm from a great town, Charlestown, Indiana. I always felt I was from someplace special when I was in high school, but the older I get, the more I realize I had some special people in my life. I had great coaches, teachers, principals, family, and friends. They didn't miss our games. Our games were amazing to be at. I definitely had great teammates. Today I realize more and more how special we were together. We had a common goal and we worked hard. When I left for the University of Louisville, I never felt like I was away from home. Every home game was always packed with my family and friends and many Charlestown residents. They sure knew how to make me feel at home, and I certainly appreciate all of my family and friends from Charlestown who came tonight to this dinner. So there's no way to be able to thank everyone who impacted me, but I'd sure like to just try to highlight a few. Thank you to all my teachers and coaches that I had from Pleasant Ridge Elementary School, Jonathan Jennings Elementary, Charlestown Middle School, and Charlestown High School. Especially to my high school coach, Rhonda Smith. I appreciate you always loving me and loving my family and being so good to us over the years. Also to our athletic director, Chad Gilbert, for being a good friend to our family. He broke my wrist when we were playing basketball in middle school, but we still remain good friends to this day. Thank you to Donna Sullivan for being such a wonderful mentor and friend and always taking care of me through high school and being a good friend to our family. AAU coaches that I had, specifically Pat McKee. I'd like to name a couple of my high school teammates. There's too many to name, but I just want to name a couple that we shared some good memories with, specifically Abby Conklin, Darcy Gooden, Trish Williams, Gretchen Hyde, Heather Chester, who helped to get out there and push and encourage me each day. I want to thank my coaches at the University of Louisville, Bud Childers, Sarah White, Martin Clapp. My teammate and friend who always watched out for me, even today she still does, Darnese Cloudy, a former Indiana All-Star. All my dear aunts, uncles, and cousins who came to all my games, specifically my cousin Christy, who's here tonight. My Aunt Rhea and Uncle Al, who've always been there for me. My grandparents, Bud and Ann Longest, who are no longer with us, but they never missed a game, and I could tell how proud they were because they were always smiling in the stands wherever I would look up at them. I'm grateful to my in-laws who are with me tonight, Rick and Jan, and my brother-in-law Jason. I definitely hit the jackpot on the in-laws area. My two sisters, Carrie and Kimra, thank you for taking years of defeat and domination in our driveway. I'm kidding. I appreciate you both. Appreciate my brother-in-law Eric and my nieces and nephews Macy and Ethan also being here tonight. Thanks to my parents, Richard and Donna Maddox. They were both always there for me, sacrificed so much time, money, mileage on cars, anything they needed to do, they would do it, and they helped me reach my dreams. I wish Dad could be here tonight because he would have gotten a really big kick out of this. Also, I'm glad my husband, JT, and my kids, Tyson, Jalen, and Deacon could be here for this. JT and I were just classmates when all of this, all my great high school memories were happening, but he remembers them well, and I'm so glad we get to rehash those times together. He's my biggest cheerleader, and he makes me proud every day. Tyson, Jalen, Deacon, I want the three of you to know that whatever you want to achieve, you can absolutely do it with hard work, and your dad and I will make sure that you have everything you need to do so. Last, without this being, this would never be possible. None of this would be possible without the plan, guidance, and love that the Lord has provided for me in this lifetime. I don't feel like I've held up my end of the plan very well, but he continues to be faithful and gracious to me, so thank you, Father. And in closing, if anyone here might have a direct line of communication with Steve Alford and might like to let him know how much he meant to me growing up, I never got the opportunity to meet him, and I would totally be fine if maybe he might want to send me an autograph or something someday. I apologize. This is probably the last big platform I'm going to have to voice this. So thank you, Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame.
Great job. Good. Yeah, well done.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank
Good,
you.
good.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much.
I think she's smitten. You sure it was just his basketball prowess?
I can't say that.
She can't say that. The next person we honor is Debbie Benzinger Dukovich, and I knew I would probably not do that right, but I'm doggone close. She was a 1994 Indiana All-Star, two-time state champ. She won 2 state championships and 3 state final appearances. 1994 Indiana All-Star and honorable mention All-American. She totaled 1,439 career points, set 20 Kokomo High School records, including 102 career games. She had 888 career rebounds. She also 39 career double-doubles, and 41 career double-digit rebound games, in addition to 10 seasonal records and 6 single-game records. She averaged 24.6 points per game and 13.2 rebounds per game as a senior for the 1994 state runners-up and averaged double figures for the 1993 and 92 state championship teams. She was a part of teams winning 4 sectionals and 4 regionals, 3 semi-states and 2 state titles with a 97-7 record. She graduated 8th in career scoring at Butler University with 1,214 points and set 5 school records, including 167 career 3 points made, 439 career 3-goal attempts, also 82% career free throw, 100 single-game 3-point field goals, and still holds the 92.3 season free throw record. 1996 first-team All-MCC selection, she was named MCC Tournament MVP and was a member of 3 20-plus win Butler teams. Debbie Benzinger. Debbie's not able to attend tonight. She is ill. As a matter of fact, we found out she's in the hospital, so we want to say a little prayer for Debbie. But congratulations to her. What a great and outstanding career. Tiffany Gooden, Miss Basketball and National Player of the Year. '94 Naismith and Parade Magazine National Player of the Year. First Team Kodak All-American. USA Today All-American. Indiana Miss Basketball. Indiana All-Star. She graduated as the 5th all-time leading scorer in IHSAA girls basketball history with 2198 points at Fort Wayne Snyder. A 3-time high school All-American, 3-time first-team AP All-State, averaged 28.7 points and 9 rebounds as a senior, and totaled 859 career rebounds, 329 assists, 253 steals, and still holds the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star record of 31 points in 1 game and 55 points over 2 games. Yeah, I guess. The 1995 Big Ten Freshman of the Year at the University of Iowa. She was leading scorer of the 1995 Big Ten All-Star team and named 1996 All-Big Ten, part of Iowa teams to win the 2 Big Ten titles, 1 Big Ten tournament, earned 2-time All-Academic All-Star and the Big Ten honors, participated in the Olympic Festival team, and totaled 1,024 career points. Was drafted by the Colorado Explosion in the 1998 ABL draft. Tiffany Gooden.
Thank you. Thank you to the Hall of Fame. Thank you to God, who's the head of my life. And I also would like to thank the Hall of Fame for this very prestigious honor. Before I had the honor of being a wife to DeAndre and Elijah's mother, I was a very shy little girl who had the good fortune of having a wonderful family and good support group. My mother, who's here tonight, and my father, who passed away in May, were everything to me. And also, even though my brother and I are 6 years apart, I always wanted to be around him, and before there were personal trainers, I had my dad and my brother. I remember the first time we played in AAU, in the AAU national tournament, we came in 3rd. And I was like, okay, I came home and I had a bunch of letters from colleges. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm 12. But you know, that's fine. So my dad was like, well, if someone had made a free throw, you would have come in first. I was like, what? So he was super supportive, but he was very hard on me. But when and then I remember when I was a sophomore, we played Belmont High School, and that was the first year I played AAU, and most of those girls were my teammates. So I was like, okay, I gotta show out. So I had 49 points, 17 rebounds, 10 assists. I had a triple-double. And my dad said, You missed a free throw. You should have had 50. I was like, what? So I see now, from an adult's point of view, that he was trying to teach me to be the best version I could be, but not just a good basketball player. I got it, Dad. I would be remiss not to mention my youngest and most loyal fan while I was attending the University of Iowa. He never missed a home game, nor a away game. He traveled all those miles either in a baby blanket or a car seat. He was my nephew, Antonio Dominique Gooden. So, and he's now making his final visit to the Hall of Fame with his Aunt Tiffany. Stand up. There you go. Congrats, he just got married too. Finally, congrats to my friend, Angela Hamblin Blakely, who I first played with in the Indiana All-Star game in Kentucky and for 4 years at Iowa. I'm very proud of you. And second, well, yeah, I'm very proud of you. And third, to my cousin, who's more like a sister, Crystal Anderson Ivy. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your support and everything that you've done for me over the years. So one of the hardest roles in the family family structure is the role of the mother-in-law. But however, my mother-in-law is here to support me tonight, and I can say with all honesty that my mother-in-law has learned how to master that role. Thank you. I appreciate your support, Mother Kelso. Last but certainly not least, my brother's fiance, Angela Payne, and my best friend, Jennifer Johnson. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Happy for you. Here you go. Here you go. Oh, thank you.
I saw her play in the high school, and I never thought she was shy. Give her a round ball, and she's all business. Angela Hamlin Blakely. 1995 All-American honors from Kodak, USA Today, and Parade Magazine. She was a first-team AP All-State and a 1994 Indiana All-Star. 4-year varsity starter at Gary Lou Wallace High School. She graduated with 2,053 career points, graduating 6th in the IHSA girls basketball career points with an average of 26.2. 18 rebounds, 5.3 steals, and 2 blocks her senior year. The 3-year starter at the University of Iowa, she earned 2 big-time All-10 conference honors, was named the 1997 Big Ten Tournament Most Outstanding Player, leading the Hawkeyes with an average of 13.3 points and 6.8 rebounds that season. The 23rd pick of the 1998 WNBA draft, she played with the Detroit Shock. A teacher and coach in Northwest Indiana at Gary Schools, Lake Central, Bishop Knoll, and Calumet College of St. Joseph. Angela Hamlin Blakely.
Praise the Lord. First thing come out of my mouth, I give God praise tonight. It's so awesome to be here with you all tonight. This is indeed a day the Lord has made, and I'm so glad to be here and to be in it. I stand here today only because of what Christ has done in my life. And this is the Lord's doing, and it is certainly marvelous in my eyes. It truly is. But I'd like to start by thanking the committee, the individuals, and perhaps the team of people that voted for or recommended for me to be a part of such a distinguished group of women. I count it a great honor and privilege to stand here on this podium this evening and to be named the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Wow. I also like to congratulate my fellow inductees and all of these great women up here. I'd like to honor and say thank you to my parents, to the late Otha Ronnie Hamlin, my dad, who was also an Indiana Hall of Fame inductee because he was a part of the Gary Roosevelt 1968 state championship team. My dad went on to be with the Lord in 2009 and But I'm so honored to be here to just represent my family and him. And I know that he's standing over the balcony of heaven just clapping for me right now. So it's such a great time to be here. To my mother, who could not be here tonight, she is caring for a loved one, but she and my dad and my brother and sister were always, always very, very supportive of me. I love them truly, I really do. God really gave me the best parents this side of heaven. To my mother and father-in-law, Papa and Mother Blakely, I love you. To my brothers, Michael and Kenneth, to my sisters, Michelle and Keisha and their families. And I mentioned my brother and sister-in-law, Kenneth and Keisha, because they're more like brother and sister to me than brother and sister-in-law to me. And so I do mention them as if they were my brother and my blood brother and sister. To my husband, Jamel, who was in the back, who has always, always supported me. We've been married, it'll be this year 23 years, and he has always been supportive of everything that I've done. And so I love you, I appreciate you, thank you. To my children, to Joshua, to Kendrick, to Courtney, and to Kennedy, my baby. Kennedy is in the back. We're almost empty nesters. That is so hard to believe. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. But to Kennedy in the back, I'm so glad you're here. I love you so much. My husband and I have been inseparable for 30 years, and I just could not imagine being here without him. To my Hamblin family, to my Blakely family, to my Upshaw family, I'm trying to remember everybody, to my Bryant family, our church family, our Christ is King family, our basketball family, my Hamlin Foundation family, my Lou Wallace family, Coach Earl Smith, my fellow Iowa Hawkeye alum, the Chateau family, the Robinson family, the Anderson family, the University of Iowa family, and certainly last but not least, the Tate family. I grew up next to a family, the Tate family, and they had a large family. They had about 10 children, and we played basketball in the back of their house. We called it the Dust Bowl because it was in the alley, but we just had a little makeshift rim and a little backboard back there, and that's where I learned how to develop and cultivate the game. And so I'm so grateful for that family because they came and got me every day, knock on the door every day and asked if I could come outside and play. And not only did they do that, but my brother and I would just walk the neighborhood just looking for a basketball game, and we found one every day, and we played from sun up to sundown. So I'm grateful for them. I'm kind of off my schedule here, so forgive me. Although they will not be able to hear my speech, I'm so grateful for every teacher, for every mentor, for every coach that had a part in developing me. I'm so grateful for you. You did me only good and no harm, and I'm so thankful. Thank you to Coach Collins. He allowed me to play biddy basketball. I actually dunked the basketball, and they gave me a technical for that. To Coach Melvin Wells, who impacted my life more than I can express today. To Coach Larry McKissick, Coach Hampton, Coach Pryor, Coach Bronda Brady Gills, Coach Rodney Fisher, who was also Hall of Famer in the back. I did not play for Coach Fisher, although I wanted to. My daddy told me I could not. My dad said, no, you will not transfer to Westside. You will stay at Lew Wallace. So that's what I did. But to Coach Fisher and to Coach C. Vivian Stringer, to Coach Angie Lee, Linda Myers, Coach Peoples, Coach Bonnie Hendricks, Coach Tim Eatman, Coach Nancy Lieberman-Klein, and Miss Lynette Woodard, one of the best women's basketball players ever. She mentored me when I was playing in the WNBA, and I will never forget her. Coaches that I can't even remember and coaches that I can't even name, thank you. One of the greatest things about sports is that you get the opportunity to play with your best friends, and I still have those today. And those ladies are Tasha Pierce, Davina Anderson, Shalonda Robinson, Shamika Robinson, Takesha Farmer, Tangela Smith, Nadine Damone, my girl Tiffany Gooden over here. Oh my God, she's awesome. Malika Willis, Tamika Kirby, and Shannon Perry. We all went to Iowa together. We stayed together, and I will forever hold them dearly to me in my heart. And I'd like to close this speech. I tried to make sure that I stayed under 5 minutes. And I think I'm right at about 3 minutes. I'm not sure, but I'd like to close this speech by saying that I am full of gratitude for this moment in time, There were many more people that impacted my life that I just could not name. Danielle McCulley in the back, and Keisha McClendon, and Cheryl Crozier. Oh my God, we competed against one another so hard, but we were always respectful to one another, and they really helped develop girls basketball in Lake County, Indiana, in Gary, Indiana, and I'm so grateful for you, and congratulations, Danielle, and we're looking for Keisha. Come on, Keisha. We're looking to get Keisha in here. Amen. But I just want to say thank you to this Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame committee for allowing me to be here on tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations, well done. Thank you. Very good job. Well, here you go.
Our next inductee is Sandy Hare, 1988 state finalist and Mental Attitude Award winner. Winner of the 1988 IHSA Mental Attitude Award for girls basketball, she scored 1,000 career points and set school records with 350 career assists, 177 steals, a single season record with 133 assists, team co-captain for 3 seasons. Her teams were 86-11 and won 3 sectionals, 2 regionals, 1 semi-state, averaged 18.6 points per game, 5.5 assists, and 4 rebounds as the only senior on Benton Central's 1988 state finalist team. She was named 1988 Mini Miss Basketball by Hoosier Basketball Magazine, USA Today Honorable Mention, All-American, a member of the 1988 AAU National Championship Lady Hoosierettes, and was valedictorian of her graduating class. A 3-year starter and tri-captain of University of Indianapolis, she fought through both knees being reconstructed, 6 total surgeries, named the 1992 School Female Student Athlete of the Year, was a part of their 1993 conference champions that finished 24-3, and nationally ranked and named Mental Attitude Award winner and academic All-American. Longtime teacher at Benton Central, served as the school's head basketball coach from 1997 to 2001 with a record of 71-48. From Benton Central High School, Sandy Hare.
See, I didn't have to move it up very high because, as I told my friends back home, I'll be the smallest and the tiniest, but Coach Connor always said, dynamite comes in small packages. I am so blessed and so honored to be here tonight. First of all, I want to congratulate my fellow inductees. What wonderful women you are. And to share this stage with you, thank you. And it's just amazing to the silver anniversary teams. You are incredible women, and your time is coming. So congratulations to Chris May and to Kayla Kessler. Thank you for everything. It's been a long journey for all of you to put this together, and recently I've gotten acquainted with Melissa and also Tripp, and so I thank you for that. At this table here and in the corner, I have my extended family and my 2 phenomenal coaches here tonight. And before I share what I have to say tonight, I have a mother and father that are just the most incredible people. Their enduring love story is 64 years long. Both of them came down with COVID over Labor Day weekend. And Mom recovered much more quickly than Dad. Daddy's got a long recovery ahead of him, and Mom is home. But they're here with me in my heart, and it's being videotaped. And their enduring 64-year love story inspires me to be who I am today. And so I thought, in order to share my gratitude and my humility as a writing instructor and an English teacher, I would compose a poem. And so I am sharing this poem but I want you to know this, that I am just a little farm girl from Benton County who's been blessed by God and loved by a family and an extended family, and I'm here tonight. And so this is titled From Simple Farm Girl to Humbled Hall of Famer. And this is for all of you, and I love you all, and I thank you. So here it is. I am from a nutrient-laden 80-acre family farm in northern Benton County, a hardworking father who fueled my passion for shooting hoops, a compassionate mother who taught me how to garden and how to sow seeds with love. I am from rows of fragrant Colorado blue spruce trees planted by Grandpa Spurlock from mere seedlings long before my birth. From a 100-year-old ash tree with now tattered barn rope and swing that's once sent me sailing far into the unknown. From a weathering limestone basketball court with its sagging rim still attached to the aging whitewashed cob shed where the genesis of my sports career began some 46 years ago. I am from unconditional love and support, a modest 3-bedroom ranch-style home, a wooden front porch swing, which fostered memorable conversations. I am from the fun-loving adolescent pranks bestowed upon me by my big brothers, Lynn and Jim, from spiritually imbuing Sunday morning church, from my birthplace in Brooke, Indiana. I am from mighty Case IH tractors that planted and harvested the crops, birthed in the rich, fertile Benton County soil, from 4-H projects, the Benton County Fair, and an American farmer degree in FFA. I'm from the nearby towns of Goodland, Remington, and Rensselaer, and the ancestry of the Hares and the Spurlocks. I am from a legendary Indiana basketball Hall of Fame coach, a pioneer in girls basketball, Jan Connor, who continues to inspire, to mentor, and to befriend me. I am from Coach Mike Connor, a talented tactician with point guard prowess who developed and shaped my path to play collegiate basketball at the University of Indianapolis, his alma mater too. I'm from the rich Benton Central Lady Bison tradition, playing in front of 14,126 fans, ensconced by an uproarious sea of green and gold at Market Square Arena during the 1988 Indiana Girls Basketball State Finals. Jan's first of many more trips to Indianapolis. I'm from the University of Indianapolis Lady Greyhounds, a challenging yet rewarding 4-year playing career despite several setbacks. I'm from an elite medical staff led by Dr. Donald Shelbourne, who performed 2 ACL reconstructions and 6 total knee surgeries to enable my college hoops dreams to reach fruition. And I am from UIndy's first women's basketball conference championship and a top 10 national ranking to the induction into the 2002 Greyhound Athletics Hall of Fame. I am from S100 at my beloved Benton Central High School, from a love of lifelong learning, of reading books and igniting creative expression. I'm from extended, loyal, and supportive families, the Drakes, the Robertsons, the Rupels, the Joneses, and the Hewitts. I'm from periods of loss, disappointment, and abrupt endings to the philosophy that man may close doors, but God opens windows. I'm from Big Bird and Sesame Street to Mr. Fred Rogers' mantra to look for the helpers. And most of all, I'm from a creator who loves me, from Jeremiah 29:11, from my daddy singing to me, "You are my sunshine," and "This little light of mine." I'm from a cadre of loyal, loving friends who encourage me and a multitude of inquisitive students who inspire me to be my best self and to reach new heights. Now, humbly and gratefully, I'm from the 2021 Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Thanks to all of my Lady Bison and Lady Greyhound teammates, coaches, supporters, and fans who lifted me on my journey. I, Sandy Hare, am living proof that big dreams do come true with the help, support, sacrifice, and encouragement along the way. So from the simple beginnings of a little Benton County farm girl to now a passionate English teacher, writer, mentor, advisor, and community activist, yes, oh yes, I'm from a blessed life. One that brims with love, compassion, forgiveness, and understanding. I'm a humble Indiana Basketball Hall of Famer. And I am so appreciative of this amazing, amazing honor. Thank you, and God bless all of you.
Great job, Sandy. Well done.
Thank you.
Super job.
Thank you.
Well done. Here's your box for it.
Hard act to follow. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you.
Our next inductee is Danielle McCulley. And she has an entourage. All right. She's a 1993 Indiana All-Star, a 1993 Indiana All-Star, an AP and ICGSA second-team All-State collection after averaging 14.8 points and 10.1 rebounds as a senior. She totaled 1,206 career points in a four-year career at Gary West, as well as 604 rebounds and 319 steals. At Purdue University, was a freshman on their 1994 Big Ten champion team and their NCAA Final Four team, and averaged 9.6 points per game, 6.3 rebounds as a sophomore, all at Western Kentucky University. She averaged 12.8 points and 8.7 points a game as a junior there, and 15.2 points and 8.1 rebounds as a senior. Four-year college career totals of 1,437 points, 894 rebounds, and 186 steals in 131 games. First-round pick in the 1998 ABL draft. She played with the Portland Power, 8 years with the FIBA International European League, and stints with the WNBA Indiana Fever and Seattle Storm. Danielle McCulley.
First, I want to thank God because without him, none of this would be possible. I would like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for finding me worthy of this honor. I would like to thank a few people that played a key role in my basketball career. I know you're used to players getting up here talking about their love for the game and how basketball was always their passion and all those cool things, but my story's a little different. Interest at all whatsoever. But I was always the tallest person in my class, so I guess they didn't want my height to go to waste. So to make a long story short, I got tired of people asking me, do you want to play basketball? The answer was always no. Are you interested in playing basketball? The answer again was no. So I finally gave in and decided to play in the 6th grade. I was the only girl on the team. They wanted me to play defense and rebound, all the fun stuff. And I remember thinking, I don't like this. So I don't remember who introduced me to AAU basketball, but that's when I met Coach Fisher. He was a huge pivotal point in my career because that's when I actually started liking the game. I was playing with other girls, we were traveling, it was fun times. And I don't know how Coach Fisher pulled this off to this day, but I played with the same team from the age of 11 all throughout high school. So they obviously didn't have any recruiting rules back then. But everybody wanted to play for Coach Fisher. As you heard Angela Hamblin even say, she wanted to join us at Gary Westside. And that just goes to show you how highly we thought of him as a person and as a coach. I've never met another coach that was more dedicated to their players. I remember I got invited to play in a tournament in Syracuse, New York, probably after we got our butts kicked by Chesterton or Anderson or one of those teams. And they would always recruit me to help them play in the next tournament. Coach Fisher drove me all the way to New York, dropped me off, drove back to Indiana, and then drove back to New York to pick me up. That's the type of dedication he had for his players. He taught me a lot about the sport. I don't know when he started this, but he's the only coach that calls me by my family nickname, and that just goes to show you how close we are. Coach Fisher, you are and will always be my favorite coach. If it wasn't for you, I don't know if I would have continued playing basketball, to be honest. So thank you for everything you've done for me in my basketball career. I love and appreciate you. Next, I want to thank another coach who played a big role in my career. I often felt misunderstood as a player, and I think there were only a few coaches that actually understood me. And I think Coach Dunn was one of those coaches. I played 2 years for her at Purdue, and after college, she just kind of tagged me along with her. And since she was coaching these professional teams, I was totally fine with it. That was when she coached the Portland Power in ABL. She used her #1 draft pick to select me. So I know there's a lot of great athletes that come before me with a lot of accolades, but not many get to say they were an actual #1 draft pick. That was one of the biggest highlights of my career and the beginning of my professional career here in the States. Then in the WNBA, when she coached the Seattle Storm, which is where I still reside, she brought me out there as a free agent. So when it looked like my career was ending, she just kept throwing me a lifeline. So thank you, Coach Dunn, for believing in me. Thank you for those opportunities. For that, I am forever grateful. I'd also like to thank Coach Sandiford, who I played for at Western Kentucky, and I'd like to thank my high school and college teammates for being a part of my journey. And of course, I saved the best for last. The one person who I owe the greatest debt to is my mother. She is my everything. She has always been my #1 fan and top supporter. There weren't a lot of games that she missed, whether that was driving to AAU games, down to Purdue or Western Kentucky, she was always there. So thank you, Mom, for everything you've done and continue to do for me. Thank you for your continued love and support. I really feel like God blessed me with one of the best moms in the world, and I love you to itty bitty pieces. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Well
you.
done. Good luck to you. Here you go. Here's a box.
Okay, we are coming down to Erica McCoy. Erica? She's a 1986 Indiana All-Star, set the Seymour career scoring record in 1986, Indiana All-Star honors, Converse honorable mention All-American accolades, and after averaging 15.6 points and 10.5 rebounds per game over her high school career, totaled 1,072 points. She helped Seymour teams to a 67-23 record with 4 sectional titles and a regional championship. She was 3-time All-Conference, 3-time All-Sectional, 3-time All-Regional, a 4-year player at Butler University. She totaled 636 career points and 538 rebounds with a career-high average of 9 points and 7-point rebounds as a junior. Erica McCoy. She couldn't be with us this evening, so we'll make sure she gets that plaque. So Stacy Shepard is up next. What is it? Oh, a video of Erica. Okay, I didn't get that cue. So back at the screen, you can see a video of Erica. That would be great, fellas. We apologize for that. Evidently, the audio was not good. Pardon? Oh, that'd be great. Come on, Donna. Donna Sullivan will accept. Let me get out of your way here. Stay. Oh, you were in high school?
Yes. Her mother passed away. That's why she's not getting a good picture here, Donna. Very good. Thank you.
Donna Sullivan was her high school coach, and they got word that her mother passed away. So that's why she couldn't be here tonight. So Donna will make sure she gets that.
My mother passed away.
Stacy Shepard, a
So we are gonna be
1990
laying
Indiana
her to rest
All-Star.
today. So I'm going to videotape my thank yous to you all.
We'll try it again? Good.
Tuesday. So we are going to be laying her to rest today. So I'm going to videotape my thank yous to you all and try to get through this. First, I would like to thank the Hall of Fame Selection Committee for this prestigious acknowledgement. I grew up with a lifelong love for competing in sports, and this induction is an amazing honor. I'm overwhelmed with pride to have even been considered among the group of inductees here. So thank you and congratulations to my fellow inductees. Thank you to my children. I have 3 children, Kaylee, Mally, and Tommy. They will all be here with me, and I have 3 stepchildren, Abby, Owen, and Tatiana, and they will be with me as well. So I appreciate their support, and they were very excited about this award as well. My 3 children never had the love for basketball like I did, but it could be a representation of my coaching skills, but hopefully not. As a student athlete, I was very fortunate to have a family that was so supportive and unselfish with their time. To my sisters, Erin and Libby, they were such great examples of what true friendship really looks like. They were selfless, honest, and encouraging. Thank you to my husband, Jim, for being my champion and for tolerating my insecurities while I wrote this speech. I can truly attest that it's never too late to find your soulmate. My mom was such a great pillar of strength, often behind the scenes. She had an amazing ability to remove emotions and still provide empathetic, ground, sound advice. And I always admired her for that. So publicly, I'd like to thank her and show my appreciation for her. My biggest fan growing up, unfortunately passed away a year ago this past August. My dad, his final wish as his health was declining was to come to the Hall of Fame banquet. He was very proud. But I am grateful that they were both alive and with me when I received this honor. So I'm grateful for that. My dad was well known in the community I played for with his enthusiastic Go Big E and Go Blue in the stands while I played. We had many great conversations on the road to AAU practices and while practicing at the outdoor courts at the high school. He was the one person I strived to please. I respected and valued his opinion over anyone's. This award is a representation of the drive he instilled in me, and this is really for him. Lastly, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the one person outside my family that impacted my life most. That was my high school coach, Donna Sullivan. There are few coaches in today's world that care and commit to his or her student athlete like she did. She taught me commitment, responsibility, and loyalty among all the other things that she taught me. She cared about Erica the person more than Erica the athlete. And so I am very appreciative of this opportunity to express my thanks and my gratitude to her. So thank you, Saul. There are many great life lessons I have taken away from my time playing basketball. I learned the value of developing goals, of perseverance, and gained a lifelong love for physical fitness. That said, the thing I will cherish most are the friendships that I have created along the way. It's a special kind of friendship. It is deepened by the shared commitment to each other to achieve success. It is a friendship strengthened by the memories of our struggles and triumphs together. Thank you to the beautiful friends who have been a part of my journey. And thank you again to all of you for this amazing honor.
It's great. Thank you for making that possible. We have our people from video and sound who do a great job, and they got that corrected, and that's very much appreciated. Thank you. Now, Stacy, you're ready, aren't you? Stacy Shepard, 1990 Indiana All-Star. Runner-up for Miss Basketball after leading Richmond to girls hoop success, totaling 1,926 career points, averaging 24.8 points per game her senior seasons. She led Richmond to a 21-1 record, number 8 state ranking, and sectional and North Central Conference championships that year. She earned an Indiana All-Star honor, was named Street and Smith's All-American, earned 4-year All-North Central Conference recognition, set the Richmond single-game record for girls or boys of 47 points, and prior to her high school career, won the 1985 12 to 13-year-old Elks National Hoop Shoot Championship. She played in 26 games as a freshman at Indiana University. She transferred to St. Joseph's College in Rensselaer to commit her career. We welcome Stacy Shepard.
Whew. This moment feels exactly like I thought it would. Scary. Well, I really wanted to share with you basketball stories, especially about my lesser-known, illustrious career from the local Richmond YMCA days, but there really isn't time for that. But I did want to note that time because I was raised there. I spent day after day in that gym, and with mostly men and boys. I was pretty much the only female there. But I learned so many life lessons because of basketball and because of that place. I learned sportsmanship, I learned camaraderie, I learned community. And I just imagined that this was happening in gyms and courts and driveways all over this great state of Indiana. And it made such an imprint on my life. It's just so much bigger than a game, right? There's a lot of influences in a child's life, like Steve Alford, for sure, for sure. And I'm grateful that Indiana basketball was a major influence in mine. I have such appreciation for the coaches and the teammates and the experiences and the trips and the competitions. There's just no way that I can acknowledge everyone, as tempting as it is to embarrass a few people tonight that are here to support me. But just know that if you are here to support me tonight in this moment, I love you for that. And you've shown up for me tonight, and you've shown up for me in so many moments in my life, and all of you are very special to me in very different ways, and just thank you for that. But if I could only thank one person, I want to thank my mom, Linda Shepard. She ran me all over this state. She worked like 2 or 3 jobs. She put dinner on the table. She tolerated me as a teenager. I don't know how you did that. I don't know how you did that. And so you've proven over and over again to be my #1 support. And so this moment and this night, the only reason I made this speech is for you, Mom. Thank you. Yeah. But I also do want to thank my sister. You know her as 1997 Indiana Miss Basketball, Lisa Shepard, now Stidham. Thank you, Lisa, for letting me teach you everything that I know. It's worked out really well, and you're welcome. You're doing great. But seriously, I love you, and I'm so grateful for you in our connection. I would be remiss if I didn't take a moment to thank our dad. He's not with us on earth, but he certainly was the driving force behind the tremendous basketball careers of both of us and a whole lot of craziness. And there would be no one prouder. And I'm sure that he's taking credit, and he should, and he should. It's very humbling to be up on this stage with these amazing people. So thank you, Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Well done. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very good.
Thank you. Amy, you're going to have to make that speech. Sorry.
There you go.
Thank you.
Our last inductee tonight is Amy Walker Sund. 1991 Indiana All-Star, she was a member of the BNL's 1991 state championship team and the 1990 state runner-up teams as part of 3 consecutive undefeated regular seasons. Was part of the teams winning 3 sectionals and conference championships, 3 regionals, 2 semi-state titles, an overall record of 78-2. She averaged 15.2 points and 5.1 steals a game. As a senior, she was named Associated Press State Final MVP at Indiana State University. She totaled 1,333 career points, was the first player in ISU women's history to total a triple-double, averaging 19.8 points per game as a senior, and held 8 records in scoring and assists, and led the Missouri Valley Conference in scoring in 1995. Amy? Yeah, that's okay. That's the last.
All right, so just what y'all been waiting for, the finale, right? I'd like to start off first by just saying thank you to the Hall of Fame committee. It's been an amazing experience to be here and see what the ladies and gentlemen, what you guys go through to put this on for us, and I truly appreciate that. And to be up here tonight with all you talented ladies and to hear about your accomplishments and just how successful you are in life. I mean, it is truly an honor to be up here with y'all tonight. So I'll start off by saying basketball, I started that at the age of 5, and by the age of 9, I think I decided I was going to win a state championship. My dad had taken me to watch the B&L girls play in their state finals in 1983, and that night I had told him, I'm going to be here tonight. I'm going to be here, but I'm going to be playing in the championship game someday. So should have never said that, because after that point, all the workouts and everything got a little more intense after that. That night he said, he knew that, it would take a lot of hard work, and he had me started working out with my brother. He would have me scrimmage him, and he was 4 years older than me, taller, stronger, faster, and he was also a very serious competitor. So that got to be a little physical at times. One time, I think I ended up in the emergency room with getting stitches in my tongue. How that happened, I don't know, but it did. Another thing he would have me do would be he would stand in the center and he would have me go in and pull up a jump shot over him while he was holding a broom that would touch the bottom of the net. And so, I mean, he just wouldn't hold it. I mean, he'd swipe, you know, he would try to block my shot and stuff. So I was getting interviewed one time on the radio, and the guy had asked me, you know, what happened if your dad blocked your shot or you missed it. And I said with a very straight face that he would beat me with the broom. And I mean, the guy, I don't know if he thought, you know, to take it serious or what, but he looked at me and I finally said, I'm just kidding, you know. But I get a kick out of that. Dad wasn't too happy about that. But yeah, we've come to agreement that it's okay. Basketball has taught, it's not just a game, and I think some ladies have said that tonight. It teaches you a lot of things that you can use later on in your life. You know, teamwork, I think, is one thing that has been very important for me. You know, everyone on the team is valuable and has something to contribute, and we can use that in our everyday life. Self-discipline, how to be mentally strong, how to take responsibility, and how to be humble with your victories and accept defeat with grace and humility. I'm especially grateful for a few special people who have given me considerable support over the years, which has allowed me to be here today. I'd like to thank my parents first. To my dad, thank you for encouraging me to be a better person and player every day, for challenging me every summer with a new skill, for your words of wisdom that I can now appreciate. You believed in me more than I believed in myself, and without your guidance, I wouldn't be here today. And to my mother, thank you for your endless hugs and words of encouragement, for showing me unconditional love and what it's like to be a mother. I love that she always had dinner ready for me at the end of a long day and a hard practice, and that she always thought I played a good game. Even those games when I had maybe fouled out in the first half and had 10 turnovers. Mom thought that was a great game. So you need that kind of person in your life, you know? But after having children of my own, I can now grasp, you know, the way that and what you guys have put into the sacrifices you both made did not go unnoticed and unappreciated. To Rick Spires, which is here tonight, he was my assistant basketball coach in high school. Thank you for believing in me and encouraging me to reach my potential. Pete Pritchett was my high school coach. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to play at that level and keeping me grounded. Kay Reek was my Indiana State basketball coach. She worked with me to develop my outside game, because in high school, I played a lot of a small forward, so she kind of helped me work on that outside game and work on the point guard skills too. And she never gave up on me, so I'd like to thank her. To the sports journalists, we had Jeff Bartlett, Bob Bridge, Justin Stokeland. I want to say thank you for the time they devoted to covering our team. And they always made me sound a little less country and a little more accomplished. So I always appreciated that. Yeah. To the community of Bedford for their loyalty and support. And then in Terre Haute, when I was up there, we had our hoopsters that was very supportive of us. I want to make sure we say thank you to them. My teammates. As a player, I think, you know, there's nothing that gives you more confidence as a player is that knowing your teammates believe in you and always have your back. I was blessed to have this in high school and college. I want to say thank you to my girls for being there for me. I would not be up here today if I didn't have them on my side. And lastly, to my two sons, Trace and Austin, my two grandsons, Hank and Cooper, I hope this will be a reminder that you can achieve anything you believe that you can, that hard work, desire, and dedication will help you accomplish your goals and dreams. Life is not a sprint, but a race of endurance. We never give up, and you always give life your best effort. Thank you.
Good job. Well done. Glad it's over, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Here's a box for you. Thank you. Well, finally, I would like to, for all of the current inductees up here on the top row, to please stand. And if you were a former inductee out in the audience, if you would please stand. She just slipped or something. Is it Jan?
Yeah.
Must have fell off the chair, yeah. Looks like it. So congratulations to each of you for reaching this ultimate basketball recognition and your service and contribution to Indiana basketball. And on behalf of the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame Board of Directors, I officially induct each of you and welcome you into the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. Congratulations. As we conclude now, thank you again for attending. Have safe travels home. Congratulations. Good evening, everyone.